We should be broadcasting.
Okay, it says live now.
Yeah. Is everybody seeing where we are? Are we there? Everybody seeing everything?
I don't see anybody.
I see the chat. Is anyone seeing and hearing me? Yes, Chris says yes. Yes, Chris says yes. All right. So Chris says yes. Bob says no.
I can't see the chat.
He's back. Stop talking about it, Michael says. Okay. So we're back. Okay. So OnlyWire, Bill, OnlyWire was coming up?
It was just starting to come up, and then you went away.
Okay. All right, present to everyone. Just back to OnlyWire.
Yeah, hello?
That's really interesting.
Yeah, it seems like when you try to bring up that browser window, it drops you out.
You know what? Yeah, I know, and I know what the reason is. All right, I understand that. Okay. Well, let's not do that anymore today. Let's go back to the screen share into the PowerPoint. I know what's wrong. Well, I just learned something new. I assume everybody can still hear and see me. We're back again. Larry says stop going there. I'm going to bring the PowerPoint back up. Okay. So, assuming everybody can hear and see me, and Bill, can you see the chat?
No, I cannot see the chat, but PowerPoint's good.
Okay. At any rate, so some of the other tools that Rob is using, OnlyWire. There's another one called Social ADR. I went out and I looked at it yesterday. I've never used it. It looks like it's pretty easy to use. And I thought I would play with it over the next couple of days. He made the comment that the best tool for you is the one you use. He also talked about using Spin Distribute, which is a tool that he talked about in his training on article marketing. And I actually do use Spin Distribute also. And in addition, he talked about using Rank and Stick, which is, of course, a monthly subscription service that you can get out of MLSP. So these are some of the tools that he uses in order to get in order to distribute his material and also to get backlinks. Okay, so that pretty much was Rob Forrest talk. Any of that ring a bell, Bill?
Yeah, that's basically what he talked about.
Okay.
And then he did his magic.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He did magic. I remember that. that will need your video for.
Yes.
Okay. End the show. I'm going to end the show for a minute. I'm going to stop the screen share. chat. Does everyone still see and hear? Okay. So I just put a message in the chat and hoping to get some answers here real quick, just to be sure that we're still conversing. I can bring you over at the end. Okay, Larry. So Larry, I assume you're seeing and hearing now. Everything's okay. Anyone else out there? Everybody can see and hear. I'm going to run through Mark Harbert's presentation. The webinar will begin shortly. I'm going to run through Mark Harbert's presentation as soon as someone else. Yes, Bob Miller says yes. Okay, so we're good. You can see and hear. PowerPoint coming back up. Screen share coming back on. Presenting to everyone. And PowerPoint coming back up. So here we go. Mr. Harbert. Now, this is a picture of Mark and I outside the tap room, where the infamous VIP party was Saturday night, whichever night it was. At any rate, let's travel on into Mark's presentation. Mark started his presentation with the statement that a big part of success is just showing up. And the topic of his talk today was lead gen, from zero to hero in 90 days. He also talked about being an information overload. And we were, at this point, of course, more than a half a day into the Live the Dream. And his comment to people was, if you're feeling information overload, the way to get out of that is to get into action. So here was the meat of his presentation. What strategy to use? The right strategy is the one that works for you. Develop yourself as an attraction marketer. Become a trusted advisor. Master one thing and start teaching. And similar to other presentations such as Rob Ford's, answer the most pressing questions your prospects have. Create content regularly. Set it and forget it. What did he mean by that? By set it and forget it, he meant video, which has what he considers to be the ultimate leverage, because once you put that video out there, it's there forever, assuming they don't shut your video channel down for whatever reason. So why video? And that's what led him into the discussion of why he pushes video so as hard as he does. A very high leverage media. It can sit there generating leads for years. He also was a strong proponent of having a PS line in the first email. And what did he mean by that? When you do get a customer who opts in, they usually opt into something that will result in an email going out saying them, thank you for joining my email list, or whatever that email is. And he was a proponent of making sure that there was a PS line in that first email, along the lines of, the first email was a welcoming email. It wasn't a selling email. But the PS line is, for more information, or to learn more about what I do, or da-da-da-da-da. Give them a place to go, give them some place to go to. Don't just waste the email with a thank you message. Effective conversion, converting your leads to sales. People need to know who you are and wrap your pitch in value. So once again, emphasizing the need to create regular content that is high value. And I'm hearing some noise coming from someplace, not sure where. He was a proponent of doing video trainings and also doing podcasts or audios and doing webinars. And he pointed out that, or at least he and a couple other people pointed out that you could do video trainings on a lot of the MLSP stuff. Just watch the MLSP training videos and do your own training video that you can distribute to your tribe and give them, again, another way to give them value. And that's something that I've done. For the people that know me, if you become a customer of mine in MLSP, I have a training video that is, the title of it is something like Your First Day in MLSP, and I walk you through how to get started in MLSP. And my video, to be perfectly honest with you, my video really isn't any different than some of the MLSP training videos. It's just my face and my voice while welcoming my customers personally and introducing them to the system. So it creates more value, and hopefully more value, and a little bit of a bond. Mark talked about traffic. Not all traffic is created equal, and understand how traffic is generated. So what did he mean by that? YouTube is keyword focused content. People search on YouTube with keywords. Facebook video and pay-per-click, you got to feed it content regularly. The other forms of traffic, like solo ads, for example, cold traffic, not necessarily keyword generated at all, just plain cold traffic. So different kinds of traffic have to be treated differently. All right, that was basically Mark's talk. Anything to add to that, Bill? Are you still there?
Yeah, I was muted.
Okay.
No, I think Mark's presentation was good. The thing I remember about Mark was that he was in the back of the room for every break.
Mm-hmm.
He was very approachable. He made sure that he was there. People could come up and talk and take pictures and everything. And I can always remember when I got up and turned around, he was always in the back of the room.
Yeah.
Very impressive with that.
He's a very sociable guy.
Yes.
He likes hanging around the people. Okay. All right, we're going to run just a little bit over today, not a whole lot longer. I want to finish up this panel, and then I have one other short thing to share with you. I brought a panel up on stage. The panel was composed of the names on the screen there. Don't believe I need to read them to you. You can read them for yourself. And they were asked several questions, and each member of the panel had, I don't remember if it was like a minute and a half. I think it was a minute and a half per question to respond. So the first question was, if you had 30 days to generate a profit, how would you go about doing it? And by virtue of the fact that somebody decided Tanya was first, she got to go first. So one of the things you'll find is that as we move through the questions, my details of the coverage of the answers begins to drop off. And the reason is that there was a lot of consensus. When Tanya said, well, I picked one thing to promote, a couple other people said, yeah, well, that's right. That's the right thing to do. So anyhow, Tanya's answer to that question was pick one thing to promote, pick one capture page and one funnel, and pick a target audience. And then, of course, go for it. Both Aaron and Steven talked about doing a product launch. And one of them, and quite honestly, I forget which one, their big product launch was do a video, do a webinar, send messages to all of your contacts, send text messages. And the idea is that you're launching your business, and you pick the launch date that's a week or 10 days or something odd. You're going to have a big launch, and you're going to do a webinar, and you want to attract people to your webinar. So you want to get as many butts in your seats as you can, and then do a webinar. Justice emphasized paid ads, and Justice has been doing a lot recently with paid ads on Facebook, and he's gotten very, very good at it. And Lanesha emphasized doing training videos and introducing MLSP to people, and just targeting people into MLSP. So that was a summary of the answers to the how would I go about trying to turn a profit in the first 30 days. You remember anything else about that, Bill?
No, the thing that I remember, I think whenever a new subject was presented, the first speaker covered the topic pretty well, and the other panelists added a little bit to it.
Yeah.
But basically, the subject was already covered.
Right. And that's what I said a minute ago. Well, you'll find that my notes drop off as we move through some of these things too. So the next question is, I'm getting leads, but I'm not making any sales. What's wrong? And Justice probably had he was the next person. He had the most compelling set of answers. It was just, you got to touch your customers. You got to get in touch with them. You got to get on the phone. He suggested putting videos on your thank you page. If you've got a sales funnel, put a video in it, introduce yourself, help them to get to know you. And also, one of his strong points was to ask for replies back from emails, to ask questions in emails and ask people to reply back to you. So strengthening the bond between you and your customers or potential customers. Bill, anything to add?
No, that's pretty much what I remember.
Yeah. Okay. Third question is, I need help. My Facebook ads are being disapproved. My solo ads aren't converting. No one's looking at my videos. What do I do? Work in groups. Go into Facebook and work in the groups. Once again, touch somebody. Get personal. Get to know people. Make some friends. Go get down in the trenches and go to work. That was basically the gist of all the answers. For more thoughts on content, there's a website called viralcontentbuzz.com, which was recommended. I went out and I looked at it. I haven't done anything with it. I'm going to come back to that another day. But I'll just put the link out there for you folks to copy. Someone suggested watching the MLSP training videos. Again, I mentioned this in the last talk. Watching the MLSP training videos and making your own training videos so that you can touch people personally rather than just sending them a thank you page, or if they do join you in MLSP, you strengthen the connection between you and them. As far as content, once again, the content issue came up. Think to yourself, I wish I knew then what I know now, and use it to generate content. Justice made the observation that we have a regenerative audience. Every day, thousands, maybe tens of thousands of new people are joining Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, whatever. So we have new people coming in every day. It's very easy, and this is an observation from me personally, as well as from several of these speakers. It's very easy for us to, since you and I have been in this business for a year or two or three, it's very easy for us to assume that people know things that they don't know. I remember, and this is Len Mooney speaking personally now. I'm gone away from LTD for a moment. I remember when I didn't know what the word capture page meant. I had no clue. I remember being in a send out cards meeting, and there was a speaker who was talking about your capture page and your sales funnel. And at the end of his talk, he was in the back of the room, and I walked up to him and I looked at him sheepishly and I said, "What's a capture page?" And I really didn't have a clue. I remember when I didn't have a clue how to put up a Facebook fan page. So we have new people joining us every day, and that was Justice's point. We who have been in this business even for a few days or a few months, we know a lot of things that a lot of new people don't know. And it's easy for us to forget how little we knew when we got started, and assume that other people know things that they don't, like what is a fan page? What is a capture page? And I know in some of the recent webinars she's done, Diane Hockman goes back into those terms, for example, and defines them, because we assume people know what they mean, but they don't. Okay. Content starts with knowing we can and we are worthy. Once again, back to the idea that people say, well, I don't know what to write about, or who wants to read what I have to say? And that even reflects back to what I was just talking about. It's easy for us to assume that people know things that they don't. And she asked the question for ourselves to ask, are we going to make excuses, or are we going to make progress or results today? And it's not you versus a strategy, it's you versus you. Change your habits, change your language. And that leads me to the last thing I want to talk to you a little bit about today. Tanya recommended reading a book called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. I'm going to put up one more PowerPoint, and then I'm going to come back off screen share. But I downloaded Hal Elrod's book yesterday, and I have read approximately a half of it. And those of you who saw my morning video this morning know I talked about it in the video. I can't recommend it strongly enough. There's just, it is an amazing book. And here's the deal. Hal Elrod is another Brendan Burchard type person, in that he had I'll call it a fatal automobile accident when he was 20 years old. He was clinically dead for 6 minutes at the scene of the accident. And when he woke up in the hospital, told he'd never walk again. He suffered serious brain damage, and the list of injuries is huge. And not only has he recovered, but he's rebuilt his life and is a motivational speaker and is good. But his book is extremely good. And what I'm going to tell you, one of the quotes from early in the book, anything you need to overcome or want to accomplish is possible for you. It begins with accepting total responsibility for every aspect of your life and refusing to blame anyone else. The degree to which you accept responsibility for everything is precisely the degree of personal power you have to change anything. And this is coming from a guy who was hit head on at 80 miles an hour by a drunk driver and was killed. It would be easy for him to say, well, it wasn't my fault. I wasn't the drunk driver. But that's where he starts. And it's just a powerful book. I recommend highly that you go find it. Go Google The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. So I'm going to come off the PowerPoint presentation. I'm going to stop sharing. Try not to stop the webinar. All right, fan page. Go ahead, Bob. Larry, did you want to come over still? Here we go. Larry. Here you come. Anyone else wants to come over? Just say the word, put up your hand. Did you have anything else to add, Bill, while we're waiting for Larry?
No, I thought that quote was excellent.
You're going to hear more about that in coming days. In fact, I'm thinking we might form a little group to look at that book together. There's a 30-day Miracle Morning Challenge that might be really worth us all taking a look at, or whoever wants to. Hey, Mr. Ryan, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm good.
What's up?
You know what? I just want to let you know I'm going to Vegas. Shocker. In October for Eric Worre's event.
Yep.
And Tony Robbins is going to be part of it. Bob Proctor. Eric is did an interview with Tony Robbins. He's going to do it as a webinar this Saturday at 11 a.m. Central Time, which would be 9 a.m. West Coast time. But it's an interview with Tony Robbins and Bob Proctor on network marketing and how they feel on this. So you can register at networkmarketingpro.com/Tony Robbins. Now, the webinar might be too full to people get on, but once you register for it, you will have access to the replays. But it's sat down. It's an hour interview with Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor. So I figured everybody might want to take a look at it, whether you're going to the event or not.
Yeah, I saw that in my email either yesterday or today. I think is it live on Saturday or is it pre-recorded and he's just doing a replay?
No, it's he's going to be live, but he did actual interview with Tony Robbins last Saturday.
Right. Okay. So the interview's already done. So this will be a Saturday.
And for the event, I mean, the event's been sold out. I'm sure there's extra tickets. Last year there were extra tickets from the group I was in at the last minute, but they have a live stream for it. So, but I thought you guys might want to take a look at that. That's the only reason why I want to go.
Cool. Now you're also on your way to Florida this week.
I am on my way to Florida tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay. And you're going to report back from Florida when you come back. You're going to tell us.
I will report back from Florida.
Cool. Cool.
Top Earner Academy.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. I had to make a conscious decision. I'm not going to make it this year. I made it last year. This year, I'm going to count on you to be my eyes and ears.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. So that's it. Anyone else have any questions or comments or whatever? If not, Thursday I will carry on reviewing Live the Dream. I hope people are getting value from this. Please let me know if you are. And let me grab my notebook here. Just give me a second. And it's not that I'm looking for accolades necessarily, although they're always appreciated. What I really want to do is make sure that people really are getting value. Next up is Lisa Grossman, and then Diane Hockman's talk. So, and then Ron Gelock. So we'll try to cover those on Thursday. And Vitaly and Lisa Torres. My God, I'm not even through day one yet. Caesar. So we have a few more talks to just get through day one. And then we'll get on to day two. Mike Dillard on day two. So, at any rate, assuming people are getting value, and Ray Higdon's talk, he was the last one, so there's that. So we have about 6, 7, 8 more talks, and I'm getting maybe 2 or 3 a day. So probably next Thursday, maybe next Tuesday, we'll be able to wrap up. I'm assuming everyone's getting value. No one's responding to me. They've either all gone to sleep or they're ignoring me.
I'm getting value. The other people, it doesn't really matter. But if Larry's getting value, then it's all good.
Yeah, but you're not going to be here Thursday.
That's true.
You're going to be in Florida. Okay. I'm not seeing anything else in the chat, so I'm just going to go ahead and shut it down. So, going once, going twice. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
See you Thursday.